Welcome to Pod Dunk. I'm James, and this is our new series called the Doctor Who Review, where every week during Doctor Who season I will review the new episode that comes out, and then in the downtime I will review classic Doctor Who episodes um, until I eventually run out, and then the series will be done. But the first episode that I want to address today is webcam's all goofy. Anyway, first thing I want to address today is Hellbent, which is the newest episode. In a couple weeks we have the Christmas episode coming out. But Hellbent came out a couple weeks ago. It's taken me a long time to eventually get to this point to where I've been able to make this video. Everything's been real stressful with Star Wars and podcasting and getting everything going again. But to this fucking episode, alright, it starts out, alright, Heaven Sent was fantastic. Only problem, it kind of lingered. It was a great performance. It had everything. From coming off of Face the Raven, it was a weird tone. It was like it's a whiplashy kind of thing to see what happens in Face the Raven, and then you go into Heaven Sent, and it's not what I, as a fan, what I wanted to see after that point. There was so much more I wanted to happen, I guess, but that's it was fine, and then it leads into Hellbent. Which now, at that point, the Doctor is back on Gallifrey. But he didn't... Like, since the reboot, or since I've been watching, I've anticipated the moment where he goes back and he finally finds Gallifrey. I feel like they undersold it in this, because he didn't just find Gallifrey, he just kind of accidentally ended up there. So finding Gallifrey was cool, but they could have taken the time to flourish that out more. And since the circumstances of him finding Gallifrey are weird, I'm thinking that it's possible that him leaving, like, there's a chance that he's not going to be able to get back to Gallifrey as easy as he did that time. So when this new series starts, the concept of him finding Gallifrey may not even be there. It's kind of like Day of the Doctor. He was on Gallifrey on Day of the Doctor. He was technically back there, but then when that was done, he never made it back. I don't think we're going to see Gallifrey again anytime soon, which is saddening because there's a lot of stuff there that they need to address. There's a lot of things in the 12th Doctor's run that needs to happen that I'm afraid that they're not going to get to. Let's see. Gallifrey, that happened. The Lord President aspect of that he shows up and they automatically take sides with it. That's fantastic. Considering Classic Who, there's all the Lord President, the Doctor shows up, they offer it to him. That's a running thing, so that was cool. Everyone's sending me stuff. Anyway, the Clara aspect of it, I believe that was interesting. I don't think she should have ended up with her own TARDIS. It's a cool concept, but by her and a Shilda, or Shilder, whatever the fuck you want to call her, by getting their own TARDIS, it dulls down what the Doctor does. And I don't know if I enjoy that. It was cool to watch, and then afterwards thinking about it, I was like, that's too much power for them, I think. That really, but it's I like the mind wipe that the Doctor went through. That's kind of a clean slate for him. Ashilda eventually turned into a hang-up. She became more of an obstacle and a problem for the series as it went, instead of an interesting plot to watch. I think it'd been cool if they'd incorporated Captain Jack. What I wanted to see is her just consistently make a mess of things to the point to where the Doctor goes and gets Captain Jack, brings him to her, and says, help her manage the things that she's going through, because she is like you. That would have been great. All it would have taken was one episode. I'm sure John Barrowman would have came back for it, but that didn't happen. I'd love to see more of Gallifrey. Seems like every time we're on Gallifrey, we mess with the Matrix. The Cloister Wars, I want to learn more about that. I want to see what that is exactly. And it's crazy to watch. Like, for instance, I'll watch The Deadly Assassin, and he'll be in the Matrix and all that. But just to think that while the Doctor's doing all that, there's this underground little area of Gallifrey, or Arcadia. No, Arcadia is the second city. I forgot what the name of the capital is. But anyway, underneath it, where the Matrix is, there's this separate little world where these guys are terrible and like monster creatures. I thought that was entertaining. Trying to think of what else. The hybrid idea. That was very. Moffat's done a good job at planning something early and then letting it come to fruition later. Now, he's done a good job with that. Now, there's some points that he got to that by the time he did make it to it, it was just. Ugh. It didn't, like, he solved the problem with the cracks in the universe, and then you make it back to the time of the Doctor, and it's the Gallifreyans through one of the cracks are back in this. He does better than what most people would. I feel like the hybrid thing should have been planted way the fuck later. I don't remember hearing the hybrid legend anywhere else, but I feel like it would have played out better if it would have been planted somewhere in Matt Smith's run, and then when we got to this point, the hype, because it was just very sudden. It was like, boom, hybrid, we need to know about it. Boom, this, and then the solution. I just believe it was an arc that didn't make a lot of sense. The Master showing up for when she did was just a nod for to say, hey, she's not dead. The Master's not gone. Oh, there's a lot of things in the season that they've done that I feel were very misplaced and mismanaged. But as far as the episode of Hellbent, as just being a fan, seeing him go back to Gallifrey was enough for me to be happy about the outcome. Trying to think of what else I need to talk about. Trying to think. It's difficult. I should have rewatched it before I done the video, but I didn't. But the episode as a whole was fantastic. There's just a few things that could have been stronger going into it. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna be a little bit disturbed when we get to the next season and find out that he can't just go back to Gallifrey, which he didn't really go back to Gallifrey all the time during the original, during the classic Who. But when he did go back, it was this resonance of, you know, anytime you've seen the Time Lords in the original series was a big moment. I mean, for instance, the War Games Second Doctor story, first appearance of the Time Lords, $300 DVD set on Amazon, and it's only like a few. It's just one little box, one little thing, $300. So it's a big moment. I believe that 30 years from now, people will look back on this episode and regard it the same way as they do The Deadly Assassin or A Trial of the Time Lord. Those big serials where we get to the Doctor can coexist with the other Time Lords a little bit, but time will tell as far as season 10 goes. Or they got the Christmas special that's going to happen soon, which I'm not very excited about that Christmas special compared to last year. Like last year's Christmas special, I was excited for it, watched it, and was like, this is not good. So I'm terrified of the next Christmas special. I don't want it to be bad. For someone that really doesn't care enough for the character of River Song, it bothers me because all she is Moffat's rehashed version of John Barrowman's Captain Jack. Which is fine, now, but I can see he's got other stuff he wants to do. Steve Moffat has different directions and stuff, but, like, I just don't know. I'm just not fond of the character, so I'm not as excited, but of course there will be a video up about it. So we'll just wait and see when that comes out and just have stuff steadily moving. But if you want to be a short-term friend, you can go to twitch.tv/poddunk and hit the donate button, throw some change our way, and we can keep doing stuff like this, get better backgrounds, maybe all kinds of different videos, different shows, stuff like that. If you like what we do enough to be a long-term friend, you can go to patreon.com/poddunk and become a patron for exclusive videos, podcasts, and all the content early if you pay the tier or whatever. We also do sponsorships. So there's a sponsorship tier on Patreon, so go hit that up. What else is happening? I'm terrible at this. I woke up all fucked up. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. No, wait. I went to bed at 9, and I woke up at 5 this afternoon. So I'm a little bit messed up. All this was supposed to be done way earlier, and I procrastinated into doing it now. Well, yeah. Next week, it's still Doctor Who season, so this is gonna be a weird time frame because next week we'll do the Christmas special, and if this video if it falls to where the next video is supposed to happen before the Christmas special, then I'll just talk more about the Christmas special and what I know about it so far, and we'll just kind of shoot the shit. I may review one of the DVD sets, and then we'll do the Christmas special, things like that. And after the Christmas special airs, I'll start revisiting old sets and just kind of talking about those a little bit. And anyone that doesn't have that classic Who knowledge can watch and maybe get a good grasp of what it used to be and what I have fallen in love with as a viewer, because Doctor Who's fantastic, but it's something about classic Doctor Who that catches me. But thank you for watching Podunk. You can come back here every week for new videos. All the time something. Tomorrow we have a VidDunk video coming out, and a podcast video coming out, and a podcast coming out, and a stream coming. There's all kinds of stuff coming out. Anyway, check back in every week. All kinds of new videos. Thanks for watching.